Ladies and gentlemen, this is Andrew E. Guy. Welcome to another episode of the ILIRPODCAST. I'm listening. I'm ready. It is the podcast that's dedicated for those who are on the go, whether you're traveling by land, air, or sea. This is me. You know, every week we bring you interesting people. I'm talking about the most interesting people on planet Earth. And who are they? These are the people that are disrupting normalcy in their area of expertise, because that's the aim of the show. I'm listening. I'm ready. We want you to listen to the dreams that are hovering in your chest behind that heart and takes the step to make sure you can fulfill those dreams in this lifetime. And so the goal of the show is to bring on these individuals who are making it happen and are leaving an indelible mark on the hearts of humanity. My next guest is an amazing individual with over 17 years of experience in the behavioral healthcare space. He is making moves and he's blazing a trail for our brothers and sisters. I don't want to waste any time, but I'm going to bring onto the stage right now an entrepreneur, a good friend of mine.
It's the moment you've been waiting for. It's a conversation that must be had today and not tomorrow. Welcome to another episode of I'm Listening, I'm Ready with your host, Andrew E. Guy. Let's talk about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ILIRPODCAST, Mr. Ambrozino Storr. Ambrozino, say what's up to the people.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? Good morning, man. I thanks for having me on. I'm looking forward to diving into today's episode with you and talk a little bit about what we have going on.
Man, I'm pumped you're here, man. I am so pumped you're here. You know, we got so much in common. So I want to start. I don't want to waste any time. So what I want to do is I just want to give you an opportunity for you to say what's up to the people. Tell them a little bit about you, who you are and what you're into, because they need to understand that you're listening and you're ready. So tell them a little bit about who you are and what you do, my brother.
Yeah, so my name is Ambrozino Storr. Most people call me Ambrose. I'm an island boy, born and raised in Nassau, Bahamas. I call that home, even though I've been in the U.S. for over 20 years now. Currently, my background is in behavioral health. I've been a behavioral health CEO for many of years. And currently have a company, Pinnacle Behavioral Health Systems, that we like to say we want to do behavioral health different, and we operate in messy places with messy people in messy situations.
Gosh, I
So
love that.
what we do is we have an array of facilities that deal with individuals struggling with mental health and substance use. These are individuals, normal individuals like you and I, that just have an addiction. As we all know, addiction is a brain disease, and we really are passionate about working with individuals that need those services.
Man, I'm so glad you're here, man. This conversation is going to be lit. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, if you listen to me for the first time, I need you to subscribe. This is Andrew E. Guy and Ambrozino Storr. We're about to kick off this conversation right now. Now, Ambrose, listen, you said that you work with messy situation, with people in messy places, and the mess, you're about to take that mess and turn it into a message. So obviously, we know that... We like know that. There's a message behind what you're doing. Now, yes. I'm an island boy. You're an island boy. Could you tell them a little bit about your story, how you came to the U.S. and everything like that? Tell them, well, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm like I said, island boy. Grew up in the streets of Nassau, Bahamas, Centerville, right in the middle of the island. Single mom, no father, raising 4 kids. In a house where we didn't know if we had lights, water on sometimes. Messy situation. God gave me the ability to play basketball at a very high level, and I was able to be noticed at a tournament in the Bahamas where a coach noticed me and asked to speak to my mom. And my mom agreed, and the coach offered me a full scholarship, and I was over in the US the next week to play play basketball. So I'll never forget being sent over. My mom had $20 to spare in her pocket to send with me, and we took that, and that was enough for right now. We were going to make do. And that's my story on getting here to the U.S. I been in the U.S. now for over 20 years, and it's been a blessing.
Man, listen, there's so many people who don't know what hope is. It's that happiness that overcomes pain and error. Yes, you got to be happy from the inside. Things will make you happy. A dream and a vision for your life makes you happy because it's that joy. But listen, man, I want to dissect a few things right now. Now, you talk about, mom was your pillar and dad wasn't in your life. But we knew that dad was there at some point, but he wasn't actively there. I can say the same thing. We're in the same boat, right? Because we had this discussion before, right? Yeah. So can you kind of walk us through, what kind of faith we're talking about that mom had to have to send off her boy to the United States, to play basketball on a hope? What did that?
I mean, look, that's I think, a praying mom is could do wonders for your kids. And I think my mom is a believer. She's a pastor. And she saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. She also knew that the environment that we were in was not conducive for me to be in, and for God to continue to bless me and give me the ability to use the purpose. So, going abroad was an opportunity for me to change what they say in the substance use mental health space, changing your people, places, and things. And that gave me an opportunity to change my people, places, and things. And it expanded my vision on what I can be, how I can help. So I think her faith was as small as a mustard seed, but as big as her heart.
God, man, listen, man. Okay, man. Listen, you're about to start something right now. Listen. You hear what I'm saying? You're talking. I know you're talking about your moms, but I hear mine. I see mine all over that description right there. I mean, I can resonate with you, my brother, because my mom came here to this country on a one-way ticket, man, and then she came here, and I was there in Jamaica in foster homes and stuff. We've already discussed that. And I'm telling you, I came here and didn't know how to read or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And we're having this conversation now because we didn't quit. We're having this conversation because somebody gave us this one opportunity and we seized it. And now the great part of that is that I am in the mental health space and we're both in the same space. But here is what's happening now. We're about to change the trajectory of the people that we're working with. So I want to now diverse and go right into this, doing the dirty work, right? Doing the messy stuff so we can clean up the mess and make the message. So how do you find the message in the mess that you're working in right now?
Yeah, I mean, so for me, just to kind of backtrack a little bit, my start in behavioral health was as a DCFS caseworker. My job was to go in messy situations and help kids by taking them out of unhealthy situations at home or their environment and placing them in protective foster care.
Right.
That was my first start. I then moved into working in an inpatient setting for behavioral health for teens in a locked facility that was managed, and it was a therapeutic environment for them to develop coping skills to deal, with some of the trauma that they've been faced with.
Yes.
it was then that I developed my love for behavioral health and helping these individuals. I started off as a behavioral health technician working on the units directly with the clients on a 12-hour shift.
Yeah.
Where I would converse with a lot of these individuals that have dealt with similar things that I've dealt with as a teenager. No dad, not knowing where your next meal was going to come from, those type of things. So I was able to show them through my conversations and what I'm doing to continue to press on some hope.
Yes.
An individual that was, I was in college at that time, and it was an opportunity for me to work, go to school, and I end up finding out that this setting is something that I could find purpose in. And then, 17 years later, I'm still doing the work. We're talking about individuals that are coming from, being sex trafficked. We're talking about individuals that have drug addictions, that come into the facilities or the treatment centers and, have no hope. No one cares about them. And it's up to us and our team to put our arms around them and give them some hope. And it's very powerful when it happens and that light bulb goes off in their heads and they're like, wow, there is hope for me.
Yes.
I can do something with my life.
Yes.
Regardless of what happened to me in the past, I'm able to go on and achieve a college degree or get a job and just become a good citizen. And that's a powerful thing. That's what keeps us motivated to do the work, to help them through, vocational work we do with them, to find a trade. A lot of the kids that we've worked with, they've been told that they can't get a PhD or become the next president of the United States, right? Hello.
Hey.
But all of that we know is all lies.
Yes.
So it's up to us to give them the hope, show them the skills that they instill. And it's a beautiful thing when we're able to see them graduate the program.
Yes.
And check in years later and they're living very good, successful lives.
We're going to get into a little bit about what the program is like in terms of duration, how long. But what I kind of want to jump into right now is really kind of find what was the mindset that you had when you realized that you are now in the position not to give back, but a lot of people think you got to give back. But it's not so much about giving back, but giving that person the opportunity to reach forward. So now, what was the mindset that you had to develop to work with these youngsters who were, should I say, hopeless? What was the mindset was going through you?
Well, one of the first things that I always think about is every interaction that I have with a client is a therapeutic interaction.
Nice.
Every interaction that you have, you're always on stage. Like Disney says, you're always on stage.
That's true.
So being one is, look, you're a role model for these clients.
Yes.
And being a role model could sometimes be tricky because it tells you that you can't show some of who you really are. I believe that the best role models are okay with being vulnerable, and telling individuals who you really are, because they need to understand the full picture. And sometimes people only see the end of the picture.
Correct.
And they don't realize what the start of the picture was.
Yes.
So I always like to, go in with the mindset that, look, this is a therapeutic intervention, but it's very important for individuals to know that, this isn't there's a lot of work that goes in to getting yourself out of an addiction or, out of a messy situation. And you got to be willing to put in the work. So giving them an opportunity to get to know me on a personal level, not oversharing too much, but enough to
spark the curiosity.
Thank you. That's right.
Because a lot of times we, especially in the mental health and behavioral science, there's a thing that we call self-disclosure, right?
Yes.
So you only disclose what is necessary, right? To show empathy, to let the client know, I understand you, I overstand you, and I am with you on this journey. So, when we talk about the self-disclosure, I've had to do it myself too when I was working with these youths in Jacksonville, Florida. I came in there, they said, well, Mr. Guy, you have a master's degree, you're good at science, you're teaching us, what do we have? And I said, okay, let me roll back the curtain for a little bit.
Yeah.
I said, wait a minute, you're seeing the cake, but let me give you some of the ingredients.
Exactly.
This is what make up the cake. You see the nice cake or you see that hot cross bun and you don't know what went into making this bun. Let me tell you what's going on. I couldn't read at 14 years old. I grew up in the foster homes. My mom was the one that was there for me. I was born in a taxi cab. I said, come on, somebody. I said, let me tell you something. I said, we all have this story, and it's a story that empowers other people to reach their own glory. And if we forget our story, there is no glory at the end. There is no hot cross bun. There is nothing at the end. It's a void. And so I love what you're saying, because what it is, you paint the picture and you let them know all of your failures are the strokes that make the paint come together. We are the Michelangelo. So, love what's happening, but I know I have to, be mindful of the time, and I know we have to come back and probably do another session because this is meaty stuff right here. So when we talk about the mess, how many kids roughly are you basically working with? Are you able to move through the program?
Yeah, we on average, we have with 2 properties, we have 70 kids in one facility and about 110 in the other.
Okay.
And this is a mix. So, you have girls and boys, ages 13 to 17. These are individuals that are coming to us from, a lot of them from group homes, foster care. A lot of them are coming from a detention center. These individuals, their makeup is, either primary mental health or co-occurring with a substance use.
Right.
A lot of these kids have a history of trauma, deep trauma. Sometimes the trauma is from their biological parents.
Right.
These kids are on average staying with us for anywhere from I would say 90 to 120 days, sometimes longer, depending on the discharge disposition and where they're going next. They move through our program, and we have licensed therapists, 24-hour nursing, psychiatrists, and medical internists that are make up the team that do a lot of the messy work. So these are the individuals. These kids are getting up from morning. We're teaching them structure. They're going to school. They're kind of getting some skills, developing some skills throughout the day as they work.
Life skills.
And really, anyone that they come in touch with at the facility, even down to the housekeepers. They're on stage too. We tell them, like, you may be cleaning the floors, but you're on stage. You're a big part. Whoever that client builds that rapport or relationship. That in doing a crisis situation, we're going to need you to help out. So that's kind of the makeup of the kids, and where they're coming from. A lot of these kids go back home. We have a online school program where they do school. There's a live teacher in the classroom with them, and they're most of the time able to graduate before leaving.
That's a fantastic, man. You talk about a little bit about the program, talk a little bit about the messy situation. Want to find out basically, so what are some of the biopsychosocial issues that you had to deal with, of a new client coming in, like up until, let's say, the first couple of weeks? What does that situation look like when they just come in? They're fresh. It's almost like a freshman, like I went to school in the United States too. So
Yeah.
a freshman before they get to the sophomore term. What does the biopsychosocial aspect of the makeup of that client would look like, basically? Just a rough.
Yeah, you're looking at, a client, like I said, trauma. You're looking at substance use. You're looking at a lot of aggression.
Right.
If it's a male client, for
Mhm.
sure, females as well, but you're looking at self-harm.
Yeah.
Whether they're a cutter or,
Right.
many of the clients have coming to us from if they're stepping down from the acute unit,
Okay.
they've attempted to hurt themselves,
Right.
by suicide or other ways,
Mhm.
or they've acted out in some aggression.
Mhm.
The first 48 hours is critical in getting them, comfortable with the therapy, with the new milieu.
Right.
And just having an opportunity to feel them out,
Right.
and see how they're going to do in the new setting. So that's really the makeup. Family involvement is rare.
Wow.
Usually the
But it
kids
is key though, right?
yeah, but it's rare because a lot of them are coming from the foster care, group care, where they have a DCF, a social worker.
Okay.
The social worker has the guardianship,
Right.
or their ward of the state.
Right.
So that's usually that's a large percentage of the makeup.
Wow. So what made you decide to do the messy work? What I mean, you had a choice. I'm sure you had a
Yeah.
choice, right?
Yeah.
But what drive you to choose the messy part as opposed to, something else?
Yeah, that's funny you asked that, because this was a job while in college,
Right.
and it became a 17-year-old their passion. And I always say Jesus operated in messy places.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Right? This is exactly the people that Jesus would
Came
be
forward.
working with.
Boom. Boom. You got to say that again, brother. You got to say it again, because most people don't get that.
Jesus operated in messy places.
Yes,
He operated with he witnessed and to people where no one wanted to go, right? He was involved with people that no one wanted him to, everyone judged him for. And I feel that same way. I kind of feel that same way as these are the individuals in our country that are still being left behind, that are still going without services. And this is exactly where Jesus would operate. And that's where I want to operate. These are the individuals that, these are sheep waiting to hear the message every day.
Yes, man.
Every day they are hungry to understand, like, how do I get better?
Yes.
How do I get over this addiction? How do I stop these thoughts of being suicidal? This is where Jesus would operate, man. And I mean that to the core of me. I'm doing it because no one else wants to do the messy work.
You know what's crazy that you said that this is where Jesus would operate, the blind, the deaf, the dumb, the guy at the pool of beautiful, for 38 years, the woman
the
caught,
prostitutes.
watch your mouth, the woman caught in adultery,
Right.
These are his stage, you know what I'm saying? He didn't come for the people who know themselves. He came for the people who are lost, right? And it doesn't mean that they're lost. They just need a direction. They just
Thank
need
you.
to go here, right?
Thank you.
I feel the same way, my friend, because I work in a facility similar to what you're dealing with right now. In the United States, they call it therapeutic centers, right? Right.
Yeah.
Here, it's like a private boarding school, and I'm having to do the same thing. I'm having to have the same conversation with these same individual. I created a program called Chair Outside My Office, and you don't know what the students are going through. It's just a program I came up with. I said, you know what, they need to talk, and when they feel like no one, they're not being heard, then they just react instead of respond.
Yes.
So what I
Yes.
do, I put a chair outside my office. And I want to encourage everyone, if you're a teacher, whatever the case may be, you don't have to be a caseworker, you don't have to be a psychotherapist, but they need human beings that they can connect with. And that's what we're talking about here. Being humans, right?
Yes.
Not just the human doing human work. And
Yes.
so I put this thing outside my office and I said, anytime you feel like you need to talk, just sit in the chair. And I don't have to ask you, you just sit in the chair and we're going to have a conversation called Chair Outside My Office. And it revolutionized how the students responded to me. They think, well, why they like you so much? I have a chair outside my office and I give them 5 minutes. Put the clock on, 5 minutes. Anything that's bothering you, let's talk about it. And it's been amazing.
That's amazing, man. I'm gonna bring that up to my team over.
Please do that. It's just staff. Just a chair outside my office. That means you are open for business.
For business.
Yes. And it's just 5 minutes. They need 5 minutes, and let them know they're free to discuss whatever, say whatever, however it comes out. It doesn't matter. But Mr. Guy, I'm gonna get in trouble if I swear. I said, you're angry, you're upset at something, let it out, or else it's gonna continue.
I mean, what you're doing is you're giving them an opportunity
outlet
to express themselves
in
a way that they're not used to, right? Like you said earlier, most of the kids or even the adults, when they're frustrated, they express themselves different ways that we don't want them to express themselves. Right. So giving them an opportunity to be able to express themselves, in a way that it's accepted is good. You're teaching them a new coping skill.
That's exactly what it is. And a lot of them came back and said, Mr. Guy, sorry about what I said. No, you're not sorry. No, I said, if you say that you're going to hurt yourself, if you're going to do this, then I'm mandated to report that because I don't want you to hurt yourself. And I give them the guidelines. I said, within these guidelines, you can say whatever you have to say. Yeah. But listen, Ambrose, I wanted to make sure that the people know where to find you. There's so much that we have to unpack. We haven't even talked about the companies that you actually founded. We haven't talked about the partnerships that you're doing out there. You are disrupting normalcy, my brother. And that's why we started the show a year and a half ago, to show the world the people who are doing the messy work, who are disrupting normalcy, who are doing the Jesus work, the real church work, not in a building, but in the field, brother. You see what I'm saying? And so this is why we're having these conversations. So we're listening and we're ready. So where can they find you if they need to find out more information about your company?
Yeah, you can find me. I'm on LinkedIn. You can check it out. Full name Ambrozino Storr. You can also look up our website, Pinnacle Behavioral Health Systems, and you can find us there. Our facilities, Desert Winds Recovery Center. It's an adult facility here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We also have our Zenith Behavioral Health Facility in Phoenix, Arizona, and our newest facility, New Mexico Behavioral Health Care, that we're excited about in Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's a place where a lot of people don't want to go, but it's a messy place and they need help. So we went.
That's fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Let me tell you something. If you need to go check out Ambrozino Storr, I need you to run, hop, skip, jump, check him out on LinkedIn. And listen, go and find out what's happening over there at Pinnacle Health System. There is so much conversation left to be had. We have several other conversations that we're going to bring up in the next couple of months. I see myself going to Vegas to connect with this gentleman. We've already connected. There's so many things that we're going to be doing, but I wanted to bring him to the stage and let him to talk about some of the messy work that he is doing, the Jesus type, the real type work, to field type work. I'm not talking about pulpit work. I'm talking about the human being work that is revolutionized. Do you hear me? Transformational work, the disruptive kind of work. And this is the stuff that we need to. This is a conversation that we must have today and not tomorrow. So listen, on behalf of myself and Ambrozino Storr and the crew, the ILIRPODCAST crew, I want to say thank you so much for joining us. And the next one, we'll be talking a bit more about the business side of it and how it works and how you can possibly get involved to help save some lives. Until next time, you take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Until next time, keep listening, live ready, talk soon.